We are live now.
All right.
What's up, people? What's up, people? Those that are waiting for us, give us a split second as we go live on Instagram. Um, I have to. Well, it's showing that I'm live on Instagram too. Hmm. I hope we are. It's my first time using Instagram, so we'll see. It should record if I'm live. Okay. All right, just a moment, people. For those that are watching, hello, I am DLove of DLove Indie Radio and Talk Show. And tonight, our special guest is going to be two amazing music producers, singer, songwriters from MJK Entertainment. Give us a moment as we get prepared here on Instagram. Just making sure we got everything pulled together here for Instagram. It's crazy the way they have the setup for Instagram. You have to go back and forward to make sure you're on live. All right. All right. I keep pushing the button. All right. We're not going to worry about that. So let's get started. What's up, Mr. Jacob Byerson? How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thanks for having us.
You are so welcome. We know that your buddy trying to get on, and we're going to make sure that that he has enough time to say what he has to say if he can get on with us on tonight. But if not, we're going to continue to proceed with the show. All right.
Okay.
So, guys, for those that are listening, I'm going to read a little bit about the bio here for Mr. Jacob Byerson, and then we're going to go on a little further with the show. All right. It says that Jacob Byerson um, was brought up in Beaufort, South Carolina.
Buford. Yeah.
Say it again. Beaufort.
Buford. Buford.
What's up,
Buford.
Mr. Ontario Richard? Thank you for joining us. Beaufort, South Carolina. Both sides of his family were heavy into music, and his maternal great grandmother and grandmother were members of a very popular gospel group in the Low Country called the Heavenly Four. His two great uncles actually recorded in a very popular Low Country group called the Traveling Souls. And at a very young age, Jacob was taught to harmonize by his aunts and uncles. He learned to DJ at family outings at the age of 4. Hmm. Okay, we're going to hear more about that. He couldn't
Yep.
read, but was able to play requests by looking at the label on the record. Growing up, he was always singing and writing songs. He loved the great harmony of groups like the Spinners, Temptations, and the OJs, to name a few. All right, now welcome, 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 Mr. Jacob Byerson. I am so glad to have you on here tonight. It is such a blessing to be able to talk to you. We've been collaborating a bit on music, and it's been
Yeah.
wonderful, and I thank you for it. So tell the people who you are a little bit more. Tell us what you do and how you came about, in your start of music.
First of all, I'm a part of a team called MJK Entertainment. It's The M is for Mark Cheatham, who's trying to get on right now, Jacob Byerson, and Carrie Rose. We all are producers. We all write. We all have different jobs, but we all write and collaborate together. We do things separate sometimes, but it's still all MJK. So um, started out as a singer when I was small, but my voice changed. So always learn how to no, I still can sing, but always harmonize. I like being in the background. So I learned to produce by
Yeah.
going to seminars and meeting people in studios and write. Always could write songs, but write songs since I was young. Was always good with melodies and harmonies and stuff. So whether it was
Yeah.
practicing on my siblings or my cousins or just harmonizing with my aunts, because my three aunts, beautiful singers. They in their 60s now and they
Yeah.
have the most beautiful harmonies. So they taught me the ropes with all that stuff. So I've always been a music person. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I bet that experience at 4 years old was like very fun to you. It was something new. So tell us about your experience at 4 years old with music.
Well, my aunts were always in the talent shows and stuff. They have that.
Uh-huh.
I always tell people nobody can harmonize like family. They had that emotions, Jones Girls type harmony, that ringing harmony. So they would practice the records.
Yeah.
So I was
Mhm.
the little DJ, because I was always around them all the time. So they would say, put on a record, but I couldn't read. But I could look at the label. If they said the Jackson 5, I want you back, I could go put it on. So and they can elaborate on that story. So yeah, I started out as a young age. So that's just always been music in my blood. So yeah,
I would have loved to have seen you playing
yeah.
music for people at 4 years old. Boy, I would be like, oh man, you going home
They
with
tell
me.
me I never. They told me I never got it wrong. They were like, I never got it wrong. If they said play this, I could just look at the label and I could play it. So that's yeah. They say
All
I never got
right.
it wrong. So
That is
yeah.
awesome. That is awesome. All right. So tell us, what does MJK represent?
MJK represent. Our slogan is true talent reaching out. We dabble in
Uh-huh.
all branches of music, but we don't believe in no vulgar music. We don't do no music that's got cussing or down rating, anything like that. So all our music is clean. You know, um,
Yeah.
I'm a preacher kid, so my roots are gospel, but
Hmm.
we dabble in all genres. So, but we're what we trying to do is just build our brand more, and we have like close to 1 million streams with all the collaborations we've done so far on just Spotify. So we're just trying to
Awesome.
broaden our horizon, trying to work with people that really want to work, because
Right.
you run across a lot of people that say they want to do stuff and we try to get them started and then it's a lull. So we just want to work with people that's as dedicated to doing the music like we are. So,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah, and it's very important that artists need to really love what they do. And I say that all
yeah,
the time, that you have to love what you do in order to stay in there. Some people have
yeah,
the wrong mindset. They get into music thinking they're gonna be this huge star, they get out there and get disappointed, and then they stop, So there's some good and there's some bad that we run into when it comes to music, but you have to enjoy what you do. And listening to you
yeah,
guys' music, I can just tell you and Mark just really love what you do, because you got different flavors and different types of music. And that's what I love. That's why, they call me the variety singer. So I like a
you're great. I
variety
mean,
of music.
yeah,
Thank you. But I just
yeah, you.
love
I
a
mean,
variety of music. Huh?
yeah. I say you're awesome. I love your voice, and I love what you do. So yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to doing some more things for sure. But we run across people we try to help for years. Like I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm just being honest with you. When I was
Yeah.
out there singing, um,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people, they want to get into the business, but they don't know the business. So at a
Uh-huh.
young age, when I was in my 20s, still in the military, I went and found out what I need to do about publishing. Because you got people that really think they get paid off of copyrights. You don't get paid off of copyrights, you get paid off of publishing. So
That's
I
it.
went to school and learned things so I would know. But you have many artists
Uh-huh.
that get in this thing, they think it's singing and this and that, and then they don't even have an idea how the business works. No idea at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we ran across that a lot. I wish Mark was
Uh-huh.
here and Carrie, but they could elaborate even more. But we run into that a lot, trying to help folks to get them
Yeah.
started, send them tracks or whatever, and they just sit on the stuff and never do anything with it and stuff. So folks have to have the same drive that you have, and that's what we're trying to do now. We've done this stuff with
Yeah.
people that we thought had the drive, but you see that they really don't want to do it. And that's
Yeah.
okay. If you're just
Yeah.
comfortable in church saying that, that's fine. But that's fine, but we're bigger than that. We want to be bigger than that.
Right. Right. So, like we said, they have to really enjoy and love what they do. They got to have a heart for it, because music ain't no joke. You have to really
It's
be,
a lot of
like I said, just so the song that we have out there now on social media, um, "A God of All Seasons," is that you singing on
yes.
that track?
No, that's
What?
a friend of mine. Oh, I'm about to tell you the story. It's a friend of mine, Stanley Ray Jr. He's no, he no, he no, he's a preacher. He's a preacher in Virginia, and
Okay.
I wrote the song off experience. I had a conversation with somebody, and I've been promising
Okay.
promising him a song. I've been promising him a song, so I wrote the song like in 20 minutes, and I sent it to Mark, and Mark
Oh,
added his little flavor to it, and Stanley liked it, and I knew his voice would fit the song, so but we
yeah.
did the music and wrote all the lyrics. He just sung the vocals. Yeah,
Beautiful. It is a beautiful track. I enjoy listening to it. Actually, it was in my head this morning when I woke up. So anytime you can write some lyrics and those lyrics stay with a person, hey, you're doing your job. So
yeah,
a
but
God of all seasons is a beautiful song, and you got the right person singing on that track. So is there any
yeah.
song that you singing on? Are there
Well,
any
well,
songs that
it's
you're
a chord.
singing on?
No, not none of the ones that I sent you. Yeah, I have plenty songs that I sung on, but I haven't been singing lately. I have been just like, producing back. I like producing and putting things together. If somebody need
Yeah,
help on
yeah.
backgrounds or what, I'll do it. I'll be glad to do it. But I'm not into that anymore. I like putting things together to see how bringing the best out the artist. That's what I really like to do. But if I have to sing, I will. You know, I will. I can. So
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
So what first got you into music? I know it's your family and everything, and we always say that, hey, our family is musically inclined. What do you actually love about music?
Well, I love this. Well, I'm just gonna say this. As far as my soul, I'm an old school person. So meaning
Okay.
today's music, today's music, and I'm not trying to be funny. They
Uh-huh.
it don't have no substance.
Yeah.
Even in some of the gospel genre, it don't. I like music with substance. So I've always been a lyricist person. When I bought a
Mm-hmm.
record as a kid, the first thing I did was go look at the lyrics and see who wrote and produced it.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I always wanted to know that. So now I always try to write with substance. So just like I said, at an early age, I could write songs. I could hear like a whole song in my head. I just had to figure out how to put it
Yeah.
together. So I would practice on my sisters, me and my cousins, but it was just always a part of me. So I just I told myself once I got out the military, and that's why I met Mark. Me and Mark been friends for 35 years. That I would concentrate on my
Awesome.
music because I just always in me. But I could hear a whole song in my head and just sometimes I don't even have to write it down. It just stays there. So
Uh-huh.
I've always been good with melody and lyrics. I'm a lyric person at heart.
Yeah. I could tell by that song, "A God of All Seasons," that you are. I mean, it's very thick and rich. The
Yeah,
lyrics are. Some people can have like
yeah.
just a little
Thank you.
plain,
Yeah,
lyric,
yeah,
but yours, you
yeah.
got a whole line. It's like a full message. That, like I
Well, I
said,
just be
it stuck to me. Thoughts.
yeah.
Hmm.
I
Say
just
it
I
again.
just
Go ahead.
I just believe that you should. Well, I was taught. I was taught when I went to seminars and stuff, and I already knew this. A song's supposed to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
So a song should be a beginning, a
Right.
middle, and an end. And even if you fade it out, the listener can come up with their own understanding. So
Right.
I don't write halfway songs and say, "Oh, I got a good hook," and no, I believe in writing, telling the whole story. And so I was talking to a
Mm-hmm.
coworker at work one day, and she was just telling me what she was going through, and her exact word was
Mm-hmm.
that no matter what the season, is, God got me, and it's like the song just popped in my head, and I went home and wrote
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you did an amazing job. Now, tell us what motivates you to create. What motivates you to create?
Like this, like having conversations with people like you know, because most of my songs come from conversations or past experience
Yeah.
or a family member experience. I love to talk to people, and
Uh-huh.
whether it's at work or whatever, people always tell me something. If I feel like a song has a good line, or somebody tell me something, it sticks with me, and I either write it down and then try to come up with something later. But just basically conversations, conversations with people. And I
Uh,
think the more you go through in life, the better your songs are, because you got more to tell.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So is there a project that you dream of doing with an artist? Is there an artist you would love to work with on a project?
Which means just period.
Yeah.
We want to do a whole on you. Um, we all we always no we we me and Mark, on the R&B side, we always wanted to do something. We were always after seven fans, so we want to do something with them so bad. That's the R&B side. But as far as the gospel
Yeah.
side, I don't think it's like a real person, because you collaborate together, you bring out the best in each other. So I love
Right.
working with independent artists, because most of them
Yeah.
hungry just like I'm hungry. When you get in the mainstream and stuff like that, and I experienced some of that too, it's a different ball game. But I think my artists that would love to work with would be Pastor Marvin Winans and Pastor Marvin Sapp. Marvin Winans is my favorite gospel singer ever. I just think he's the greatest. I love him. I just think he's the best.
Oh, those are some great singers. They are great. All
I
right.
love
So
Pastor Marvin.
which
I love him so much.
okay, great. So how tell me about your techniques for overcoming if you had any creative blocks. Did you ever run into any creative blocks?
Not too often, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Not
Because a lot of times,
why?
I not no, not too many, very few. Because most of the time, I have an idea, I go write it down, and for me, everybody writes different. Once I have the hook, the
Uh-huh.
song is done. I usually come up with the hook first, and
Okay.
then I write around the song. And if I need help, and vice versa, Mark or Carrie, they'll help me as well. Like Mark is very, very, very good at coming up with hooks, and he'll be like, "Bro, I need you
Yeah.
to write around this." And then Carrie, he's more of a musical. So Carrie comes with music a lot, and he'll give us the music, and we come up with the lyrics. So I don't have too many writer's
Okay.
blocks. Very few. Very, very few.
Well, that's great. That's great. So sound like you are definitely in your element or per se your purpose, in life. Because some of us we're still trying to find our purpose, and especially some of these artists out here still searching, trying to figure out if they're really doing what they're supposed to be doing. So you and Mark came up with MJK Entertainment. How did you guys come together and how did that really come about
Okay, don't
when you guys created it?
yeah, but don't
Tell
forget
us
about
the
Carrie.
story.
Don't forget about Carrie. Carrie, Carrie Rose. That's the other producer. It's three of us. But
Oh, there's
me
someone
and
else?
Carrie,
Okay.
yeah, that's what is on the page. It's Carrie, Mark, Jacob, and Carrie. That's what the MJK stand for. Carrie is a producer as well. But me and Mark knew each other in the
Okay.
military, and so we always talked about music and stuff. So when Mark got out the military, we kind of went our separate ways, but we always stayed in touch. Mark started working on
Uh-huh.
music in New Jersey, and I was working on music in South Carolina, but we didn't know each other was doing music. So I met Carrie a
Oh,
few, Yeah, I met Carrie a few years later, and Carrie was doing beats, and he never knew that someone could write. Like he did hip hop beats and all these beats, but he was like, I never had nobody to write to my beats. So that's how me and him hooked up. So
Yeah.
a few years ago, we decided we sat down. All three of us came together, and that's how we sat down and we discussed what we're gonna do and all this stuff, and we just came up with like all of us need to just get together and become one, and so that's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's awesome. It seems
Mark
like
was
you
doing
guys
music.
work very good together. What did you say,
Yeah, we
Marcus?
believe we Mark was doing music in New Jersey because Mark stays in New Jersey. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he was producing people in New Jersey, and then me and him got together one summer. He came to visit me, and he didn't know that I was doing music, so I started playing him all this stuff. We was riding down to to visit my grandmother, and he
Uh-huh.
was like, "Man, you doing music?" I was playing him all this stuff. He was like, "Man, we got to hook up." So that's how we just did it from there, and we started from there. And it's been together ever since.
Yeah.
So
That is great. So you and Mark was the ones in military?
yeah, me and Mark been
You were in
friends
the
for
military?
35 in the military together,
Okay.
stationed on the USS Cole in the Navy. I was in the Navy. He was my security for the Navy. He was a Marine. But we met 35 years ago in the military. Yep.
That's a blessing. So thank you so much for serving our country.
Yep.
Thank you so much for
Yep.
that. I commend both of you for doing a great service to our country. So thank you so much for that. So how do you define success? How would you define
Six.
success as a
How
producer?
do as a producer, I look at
Hmm.
success like this as a producer and a writer. If I touch one person with my song, I did my job. If I'm able to touch one heart with
Right.
my song, I did my job. That's how I describe success.
Beautiful. Because I just told you that. I said, if you can
I
write a lyric,
yeah.
yeah, if you can write a lyric and it stays with a person, hey, you've done your job. That is success. You
Yeah.
don't have to be one of those ones that got all this money. You making this, you working with this artist and they doing this real good and all that. But if you can just touch the hearts of the people, that's all that matter. That is success in itself. That's
Yeah.
great. So if you could turn back the clock, and is there anything you regret about getting into the music biz?
I would have started earlier. Um,
Uh-huh.
well, I would have started earlier knowing the business. Um,
Okay.
you know, as a teenager, just doing more because I came from a family. They were singers and stuff, but they didn't really know the business. The publishing and all that stuff. But I wish I'd have known that earlier, which I kind of like learned it in my 20s, but I wish I'd have known earlier about the business part.
Right, right.
You
So what can you tell the artist now that is watching and probably listening to what we're talking about concerning publishing? What are some of the steps that an artist will have to take, in order to make sure that everything they got put together is put together correctly on the business aspect of music?
Well, first of all, I think it's best for every artist to have their own publishing. Because you can always get signed to
Okay.
somebody else publishing, but you're not getting all your money. So through
Hmm.
ASCAP, CSAC, or
Yeah.
BMI, you can get your own publishing company. And so we have our own publishing company. Our company is LLC. So you
Hmm.
have to, because if I was a publisher and I say, well, Danae, I'm going to sign you into my publishing. Yeah, you getting
Hmm.
paid, but you're not getting paid all. If you got Danae publishing by yourself, you're going to get, however you in the producer split or whatever. So it's very good to know the business and do your stuff the right way. Because a lot of people try to take
Right.
shortcuts with poor man copyrights and all that stuff. No, send your stuff to the Library of Congress so you will have that to
Yeah.
show. Sending stuff back to yourself is not the right way. But people still do that. Send it back to themselves and that's not the right way. So we've always done things. I'm a person, I do things by the book. So I'm always do it by the book. when it comes to music.
right,
So
right.
I, yeah,
You know what? I'm
yeah.
laughing because you know what? I got one of, you know how Library of Congress way back years ago, they would tell you to mail your stuff back to you. And I did that
Mm-hmm.
once. That was way back in 2000 and I want to say 2005, 2004, something like that. And you know what? I still have the package. I still have the package. You know, I opened it up. You know what was inside of it? You know what was inside the package? Some cassette tapes.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
some
I mean,
cassette
yeah,
tapes. Like, I can't even hear this no
yeah.
more. You know, you can't even put it
They
into
call
a radio and listen because we don't have that kind of stuff no more. You know, so
they call it
I made
rights, but that's not the right way. That's still not the right way
yeah.
because at the end of, you want that seal from the Library of Congress
Hmm.
saying that you wrote those lyrics because poor man
Right.
copyrights. Yeah, you send it back to yourself, but that's not. It's still not approved the right way. So we always do things the right way. As soon as we finish a song, we copyright
Uh-huh.
it. You can, and
Yeah.
what folks don't
Yeah.
understand, it don't have to be the finished version. It could be a demo. You could copyright a demo for that song.
Hmm. Yeah. So I did. I made sure my music and my lyrics and everything was in, the copyrights, for the Library of Congress. So I got all my certificates with every song that I've written, so
Yeah.
everything is tip top shape, so,
And the
but
thing
that made me
too is that
laugh so bad. I was like, I cannot believe they had us to send the music back to us,
yeah,
But anyway, all right.
that was the old fashioned.
So
You know,
that's the old fashioned way. All right. So what are your influencers? Do you have anyone that influence you? What are your influencers?
like as far as artists.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, so many. On and many because I'm the type of person. I'm gonna say it like this, I like versatile singers. I don't like singers
Uh-huh.
that just sing one way. So I like singers that can. No, I'm just you. You want me to be honest? I'm being honest because you have sing.
Yeah, I need you to be
I'm a
honest.
pro- I'm a, I'm a producer, so I like versatile singers. Because you have you have sing along singers, you have powerhouse
Uh-huh.
singers, and then you have singers that can do both. So I like people like as far as gospel, like I said, I love Pastor Marvin Winans. I love the whole Winans family. I love Mary. I love Pastor Donnie McClurkin. Love Commission because I love harmonies. So and for in the gospel
We
field,
like
but
all
my
the same
favorite
artists.
and then in R&B things, music I like Marvin Gaye because he could sing about anything. Love Marvin Gaye and
Uh-huh.
I love Aretha Franklin because they could be sing along singers or they could be powerhouses when they need to be. So I love versatile singers because
Right.
I'm the type of producer I'm gonna push and push and push you until I get because you don't know you know what you can do. I don't know what you can do. So that's the kind of producer I am.
Yeah.
I'm a and push till I get the best out of you. So a lot of people like sing along singers. They most soft. I like singers that can do both. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You're not like Ike Turner, are you?
But
Telling Tina,
I'm
eat the cake
you
out of
ever get
me.
in a I'm a very nice producer, and I'm a very nice producer. We very nice. I know how to say something to you in a nice way to get the best out of you. I just say, Danae, do it again, please, and that's it. You don't have to be like I.
I know, right?
No, I'm. No,
Okay.
if I consider you my friend, if we have a business relationship, I don't have to be that way to you. All I gotta say is, Danae, can you do this line over? Can you do that? That's all. People have. You don't have to be that way. I'm a pretty nice
Right.
person, so I don't have to be. No. I
Yeah.
want the best out
Yeah.
of you, though. You know,
Yeah.
and you want
I
to give
like
your
to be
best, right?
pushed.
And you, huh?
Yeah. I like to be pushed because sometimes I can get into my own little element to whereas I am I could say that I am a people person at times, but when I first meet you, I'm kind of like standoffish, you know. So yeah, I
Really?
want that push. Me, I want that push. Especially when it comes to singing. Yeah, I know I can do better than what I have done thus far. But if you can pull it out more, hey, do it by all means. I welcome it. You know. So
Well, you know, a lot of singers and stuff, they get, like it ain't nothing wrong with that, but a lot of singers they get comfortable in their element. Like
yeah.
if what I mean by that is that, that's what I like about you. And that's what
Hmm.
caught my eye about you.
Yeah.
You don't do the same. And see, that's the kind of producer we are. We've always said we do music because we do different kind of music. We don't do the same kind of music. And you could tell by our tracks that that's what we do. But you have
Hmm.
singers, all I want to do is sing ballads. All I'm going to do is sing up tempos. You have to be able to do more and don't be afraid to do
Right.
more. So we like to
Hmm.
try to be
Hmm.
eclectic, have a general idea of like what sounds, what's going on. So we'll try different things. Try different
Uh-huh.
things, and people be like, well, "That's an R&B track." No, it's not. There's no such thing as an R&B or gospel track. It's gospel lyrics and R&B lyrics. So if you got an R&B beat and you singing gospel and you singing gospel lyrics, it's a gospel song.
Right? Because you
You
know
know,
what? You can
but
send me a track,
yeah,
and if I love the music, I'm gonna write to it. I'm gonna write a gospel
exactly.
song to it.
Exactly. It's
That's
gospel
just how
lyrics,
I am.
not gospel
Yeah.
R&B beats, and that's true.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we just try to
And it's
be
very
different,
important.
and
Okay.
yeah,
Cool. So outside of music, what do you do outside of music? What do you love to do? Tell me about
sports. I'm a
Mr. J.
I'm a big
Huh?
I'm a big sports fan. I'm a big sports fan. Huge sports fan. Huge sports
Who's your
fan.
favorite?
Is I got to and what though? Football and football is the
Whichever.
Indianapolis Colts, and
Okay.
basketball is the Philadelphia Sixers, and college basketball is
Uh-huh.
the North Carolina Tar, and then in college football is Ohio State. So I love sports. I do. I but, I, but I read a lot too. I read a lot. I read a lot too. I read
Okay.
all the time. But one of my favorite things to do besides music is it's like I'm always working on something with music. So that's my favorite thing to do. Like
Yeah.
I'll get in my room and just sit and meditate and write. I love writing is my favorite thing to do. Sports
Yeah.
probably second, but I like the
Okay.
concerts. I love concerts, live performances that people not no lip sync and auto tune and all that. I like to go to real shows with
Me
live
too.
playing and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. So I like
Uh-huh.
stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the last book you read?
The last book I read was Tony Dungy's book. What's the name of it?
Uh-huh.
But Coach Tony Dungy, he's a Christian, a great man. So I read his book. It was the last one I read. Yeah.
Okay. Was it more like a self-help book?
Oh yeah, I always read self. That's
Self-help.
why I read self-help books. Gonna make me better. It was just about his life and how he found God and all this stuff, and about his losing his son. It was just an inspirational book, very inspirational. So
Right, right. Okay. So when you work with artists per se, it doesn't matter which artist it is. Do you think it's important that that artist have a relationship with God?
yes, yes, that was yes.
It took you a
Oh, and I'm
moment
not.
to answer
I'm
that.
no, I'm glad. No, I'm glad you asked me that because when you're doing
Mhm.
R&B and rap and stuff, we do it all. Get away.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm just talking about it from my experience. So I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way.
Okay.
Working with rappers be very tedious because they are most of them, they're very arrogant and standoffish. So
Okay.
Carrie, the K and MJK, Carrie he loved hip hop. So
Okay.
Carrie loved to do the hip hop tracks and he loved to rap and stuff. But see, I'm not gonna do it. I told him, me and Mark told, I'm not gonna do anything with no cussing on it, belittling nobody.
Mhm.
So a lot of rappers I don't even work with. If you cussing and stuff, I'm not
Yeah.
putting my name on it, and I'm not doing it.
Got it. Okay. Yep. So
Not and not saying
it's very
and go ahead.
okay. So have you heard from Mark yet? He's not able to get on, is
No,
he?
no,
Okay, that's okay.
I yeah, but he'll be able to see it. So, yeah, he wasn't able to get on, I guess, because he texted me okay, and that's the last I heard from him.
Uh-huh. That's all right. But you know what? It seems like you have everything put together, seems like your life is just put together and you're just really just happy with what you've done thus far. But is there a time in your life where you said to yourself, now I know I'm not on the right track? Tell us
Oh,
about that pivotal
absolutely.
moment.
It's
Tell us
and
about that.
it's not. The thing about me is that I've been through a lot. We all been through a lot, but I'm not the type of
Yeah.
person. I have a saying that I say every day: negative
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, negative results; positive thoughts, positive results. So I done been through a lot. Done been through a lot with losing loved ones and stuff, and going through a divorce. And so it's like, but I'm very positive with it because I believe when God closed one door, He opened another. There's always life. I don't sit there and dwell on anything negative.
Right.
That's just not who I am, and that's just not me. I handle things very different than a lot of other
Mm-hmm.
people. I always try to look at the positive in it.
Yeah.
So, but there's been trying times. There's been some trying times in my life. Lost my grandmother, and we were close. I lost. My dad was one of 11 kids, and it's down to three now. So I've lost. I was losing an aunt and an uncle every year for about 4 years straight. So it's a
Wow.
lot of things like that. Always just try to stay on the positive. Just
Uh-huh.
try to stay positive. That's all you can do. Because the thing about it, if you get down and out with that stuff, the devil wins every time.
Mhm.
Because that's what he wants you to do,
Yeah.
soak in your sorrow and stuff. So I always
Mhm.
stay positive. Try to stay.
Yeah. Cause that I tell you one thing, the adversary he feed off of negative energy. He feeds
Absolutely.
off of that, and he'll use that to he really got the mind, in a place where it's just tangled up in its own web. So it is so important that we stay positive, and the way I can tell that the way you stay positive is reading your self-help books, writing lyrics that mean so much to you, and just, hey, you're doing your thing, and I commend you for that, you and Mr. Mark and Carrie. So you guys are doing a wonderful job at what you do. I love your music. I mean, if you can get me to write to every track, dude.
I mean, you are great. I mean, like you
I
are
have
great.
heard
I
some.
love you. I love your voice because you sing you sing like the way what I heard when I was coming up. That
Uh-huh.
I don't like all. Some people just could be. You sing with conviction. You know, a lot of and it's not their fault. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
sing with. I'm just saying, like there's different type of singers, but you sing with conviction. So
Yeah.
when you say something,
Hmm.
it's convincing. So I tell people all the time, it's not always about
Yeah.
the best singer. It's about the best communicator that folks don't understand.
Yeah.
You-
Uh-huh.
It's the truth. I mean, like it's just facts. People. If you go down history and you look, it's not always the
Uh-huh.
best singer. It's the person that communicates the best. But
Right.
you
Right.
say thing with conviction. So when somebody hear you, they're gonna listen, and that's great because everybody don't have that quality. Give me your props. So yeah,
Yeah.
real talk.
Thank you. I've
Because
never heard that
honestly,
before. Hmm.
but it's the truth. You when you sing, you want to meet. A lot of people can sing better than other people, but
Hmm.
it's how you say. It's how you say
Yeah.
something. It's phrasing. When
Hmm.
it comes to vocal production, it's phrasing. How you say a word, how you say a ooh
Yeah.
or ah. That what folks understand. And so
Mhm.
it's the way you put things together of how it comes out. Not saying that the person's always the best singer, but when you put it together, it's like wow. It happens all the time. It's always happened like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. But we're gonna get off of me. I gotta ask you another question, Mr. Byerson. So,
Go ahead.
which one of the songs that you have written that means a lot to you and that has something to do about your life in particular?
I wrote a song. It's you don't have it, but it's. I'm gonna tell you, it's near and dear to me. I'm gonna tell you why. And I kind of wrote on my bio.
Uh-huh.
I wrote a song
Okay.
years ago, and I was probably in my 20s back then. But I wrote a song called "I Can't Get Over You." It was about a relationship going bad. But
Okay.
the I was getting into publishing, so I met this publisher out of Nashville, Tennessee. It's in my bio. His name was Ambassador Charlie Ray. God rest his soul. He's not with us anymore. He gave me an opportunity. I had wrote the song as an R&B song, but he was producing a country singer, and he wanted to turn the song into a country song. So I was kind of like not feeling it at first, you know. so so I sent it to
Uh-huh.
him how I had written it, sent it back to me country, and I
Mhm.
loved it. But the name of the song is "I Can't Get Over You." That's my dearest song because that's how I got into music publishing. I got my He got my money for me. He got me into publishing, so that was my first song. That's gonna
Really?
always
So
be
he
my
sent it.
first song that I got. Huh? Can you hear me?
Okay. So he sent it back to you as a country song? I can hear you now. It's
Yeah,
like we're kind of breaking up a little
he was
bit.
producing he was producing a young lady. Her name was Terry Williams. She was have you ever heard of Branson, Missouri? Okay, she was
No.
playing Loretta in a play in Branson, Missouri, and she was doing her first CD. So that song went on her first CD. I still
Okay.
have the copy of the CD and everything. So that's what got
Uh-huh.
me started into how publishing really is. So that's my favorite, probably.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So now, since you really don't like that side, well, you love that side of writing, but you don't really just do a lot of the singing, how can you identify yourself? What do you identify yourself fully as? I know you say a producer, but do you identify yourself as an artist as well? Would you say that?
No, no, not really. Because if I want, and I'm not trying to be funny, but if I wanted to be an artist, I would have been. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I never
Yeah.
wanted to be out front to be an artist because I always wanted to write and
Uh-huh.
produce and be creative. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
never wanted to just be I wanted to be a songwriter, or if you want help with backgrounds or vocal arrangement, I could do all that stuff. So I never wanted to be just a singer. I never just wanted to be like that because
Yeah.
all my favorite people
Oh,
were more than just singers. You know, so
yeah. Okay. Great. So it's been so good, talking to you. And I know that you guys got your business going. What's next for MJK? Any plans for MJK Entertainment?
well for MJK, we just
What's
want to
next?
continue to write good music and trying to just broaden our horizons to get our music to the masses. And things like you giving us this opportunity tonight to be on here will help us with that. But we're just trying to broaden our horizons, uh, find talented artists that that really want to do this and just write and produce for them and just go to the next level. And I'm pretty sure Mark and Carrie are like collaborate on that. But
Okay.
that's what we talk about all the
Yeah. Okay. So tell the people where they could contact you, especially artists out there that's looking to work with MJK Entertainment. How can they find you?
All the major streaming networks. We on all everything. You know, Spotify, um, DistroKid. We on everything. So it's like that's the way to find us. You know, through email and through Facebook, social network. We on there as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have a website that you can share?
No, we're in the
Is
process
there a
of
website?
revamping all of we had. Yes, we're in the process of doing that right now, getting it done. Oh, we had one, but crashed and we lost we lost almost everything. So it's like we lost music and everything. So yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay, so it's okay if they reach out to you through Facebook, instant message, and all that.
Hmm. All that.
Okay. Okay. Great, great, great. All right. So for the artists that are listening, especially also producers as well, um, take this moment to encourage those artists out there that want to work with good producers, or even the producers that's coming up and trying to get their music out there and want to work with different artists. Take this moment to encourage the artists and to give some insight to that up and coming producer that's out there that wants to work with artists at this moment in time.
Okay. Okay. All right. First of all, you have to keep pushing and be yourself. Don't get frustrated about the business because it's a roller coaster. You you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, your talent. Because you will have people telling you you can't do this, everybody else trying to do music, this, that, and the third, but you can't let that discourage you. You have to believe in your talent.
Mhm.
Just like I said earlier, make sure you have your paperwork right and everything, and you find people, good people, godly people that's willing to help you. Because that's one thing that we can
Mhm.
honestly say. In my whole journey, I've always had somebody to help me. That's the thing about it. Like somebody you never would expect would help you that will come along and give you, push you along or whatever. So at this point now, just trying to learn how to do everything yourself. Because I didn't say it early,
Right.
but I also master music. I master as well. I master music as well. Um, I have a
Yeah.
friend. I think he's a friend of yours. Brother Charles Thompson. I master all his CDs for him and his wife. I've been doing. I learn how to do some of everything, so I can't just depend on other people. So I can have it all in one. Everything in one. So I learned to do everything. So I just tell young producers to learn how to do everything, just in case you don't. Just in case you need somebody, you could do it yourself. Because sometimes people they they won't help you, but learn to do everything yourself and believe in yourself is the biggest thing I tell anybody. Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. You have to believe in you and what God gave you. God
Right.
gave us all something special. Whether you
Mhm.
writing songs or you driving a cab, God gave us all something special. So if you're
Right.
an up and coming producer, it's gonna be some heartaches, but just believe in yourself and you'll climb the ladder. It's a long, tedious process, but it could be done.
Right. Okay. Awesome. You got a favorite scripture?
My favorite scripture is in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a time for everything. And I believe that.
I love it. I
There's a
love
time,
that as well. Uh-huh.
yeah, because we always, we know how we as individuals, we get impatient. And that's the human side of us. But
Right.
God has a time for everything. I've been me and Mark, and we people have told us, oh, y'all too old to be doing this. I was like, who said that? Um,
Right.
I just watched the other day, Smokey Robinson, 82 years old, and produced the Temptations record at 82. So who says we
Uh-huh.
too old to write and produce? Well, it's
Correct.
time for everything. And just because somebody might be ahead of you in their time, that don't mean your time not coming. So
Right.
I believe I'm a very patient person. So I believe God had a time for everything. And he'll elevate you where he wants you to go. But you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have faith and confidence in him that he's going to do what he says he's going to do for you. So we don't have patience as people, period. We want everything on our own time. So that's my favorite Bible verse for sure.
I love it. Ecclesiastes is the book, man. I mean, it teaches you some of everything you need to know about life. So you
Yeah.
pulled out a great scripture there. I knew it was just at the top of my head. Like, ask him, do he have a favorite scripture? All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's been such a joy talking with you, and we're going to talk some more and collaborate some more. I'm looking forward to working on an album with you with some more of your music. Because like I said,
Yeah.
I really enjoy you guys' music, and it just really it makes me right. So I've heard some tracks, and I'll be like, I have to send it back. Like, I can't work with this, you know.
And
And
you know,
if you can do it, I can listen to your music and
well,
lyrics come to me real quick like that. That's how God worked with me. If lyrics
yeah,
come to
but
me real quick, that's who I can work with. And so your music did that for me, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to talk with you and collaborate with you. We're gonna do some more, and I have not forgotten about the song you said you want me to sing for you.
yeah,
So
well, I sent you some lyrics. I sent you some lyrics that me and Mark wrote. So did you see them?
I
I
had to
sent you
look
some
at it.
lyrics to your. Yeah, I
You
sent you.
did?
I yeah, I sent you two. Me and Mark wrote some songs, two gospel songs, and
Okay.
I sent you. Just to look at. If you like it, then we could. We'll talk about it later. But sent you two songs. I think one is
Okay.
called "Blessings Is Coming Your Way," and I think the other one is that He Will Always Make a Way or something like that. But we wrote two songs, and I typed the lyrics out for you, and I sent it to your email. So.
Beautiful. I'll check my email tonight after the second
Yeah,
show.
lady,
Yeah.
so you busy. So, but yeah, we did. I sent you two songs. So if you like the lyrics, we'll go from there, put some music to it, and then we can just go from there.
Okay. I'll check it out, and I'll keep in touch with you about that. So
All right.
everybody, it's been a great show. I'm so glad you were here on tonight with us, Mr. Jacob Byerson. Tell Mark I said hello. Tell Carrie I said hello, and y'all keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great work, and just continue to be legendary. And that's my slogan. Let's be legendary and just continue to do what we do, and don't let nothing stop you. All right. Thank you so much,
All
Mr.
right.
Jacob Byerson. You have a great
Thank you
night,
so much.
and we'll talk to you
You too.
later.
All right.
God
Thank you
bless
so much for
everybody.
everything. All right. Be
You're
blessed.
welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.